In this politically challenged election season, even sports has become fair game.
आप लोग बहुत अच्छी मेहनत की है। चलिए होता है।
Bureau Report, India Today.
और साथियों को एक दूसरे को जरा हौसला बुलंद करते चलिए।
Is the Indian opposition targeting the Prime Minister unfairly when they call him a bad omen because he went and watched the match and India lost? Why is Rahul Gandhi pushing this superstition narrative, especially somebody who's educated and claims to be a man of the modern world? Is this not completely the wrong message to be putting out? Joining us to debate this on the news track, senior Congress leader Gaurav Gogoi, and squaring off against him, senior BJP leader Amit Malviya. I want to go across to Gaurav Gogoi first. You know, the choice of word, the language, unparliamentary, not tasteful. Secondly, the idea that somebody's presence or absence can be an omen in a match. Now, you know, you play some sports yourself. You were telling me you play tennis. Now, your performance depends on how you play. The Prime Minister's presence or absence, Gaurav Gogoi, has very little to do with the performance of the Indian team. So why would Rahul Gandhi make such an uncharitable, unparliamentary, uncalled for attack? Let's start with Gaurav Gogoi.
Rahul, first of all, let me take this opportunity to congratulate the men in blue for their fantastic performance, and we stand with them whenever they win and whenever they lose. Secondly, I think Rahul Gandhi spoke about far more important issues, but it is the BJP in its obvious attempt to obfuscate and divert. What Rahul ji mentioned in his long speech in Rajasthan was about the need for a caste census, was about crony capitalism, was about the welfare schemes for the below the poverty line population, and of the many things that the BJP chose to react to. They don't have a positive vision for Rajasthan. They seem to be repeating what the Congress is already doing. So in order to only obfuscate, they've chosen to comment on Rahul Gandhi's observation on a trend which has been very viral. The word pornography has been trending on social media for the past 3-4 days. So Rahul Gandhi has been only echoing what the people of India have been saying. Now it just shows that the BJP are desperate and they should actually stop whining. The Prime Minister himself has said far more worse things in this election. The BJP have done far more worse things in this Rajasthan elections. So I do think that it is nothing but an attempt of the BJP to divert from the real issues that Rahul Gandhi is raising in Rajasthan.
Okay, let Amit Malviya respond. One, that this hashtag had been trending since after the World Cup final, so it's not as if Rahul Gandhi started it. The BJP too, in the heat and dust of the campaign, says all kinds of unparliamentary, uncharacteristic things, and therefore you can't really blame Rahul Gandhi for paying back in the same coin or same language. This is election season, you take some and you hit some.
Rahul, I pity the Congress spokespeople because they have to come and defend Rahul Gandhi for what he has said. Also, they have to explain again and again what Rahul Gandhi meant, which are the other things that he spoke about, and why we should look at those things and not what has been said in the context of Prime Minister and the World Cup final. Now, if your leader is so bad in communication, he's your problem. Please do not thrust him on India. Secondly, even if this hashtag was trending, let's be clear that the people behind this hashtag happen to be from the opposition. It was as if Indian team's performance or their run in the tournament was not a matter of debate, but the Prime Minister's presence on the field was. We forget that this is the World Cup. India is hosting the tournament and the Prime Minister of the country is well within his right to be there at the venue to give away the trophy to the winner, which is what he did when he met the Australian team, congratulated them, met every member of the Australian team and ensured that the team felt like winners. He also had a responsibility to go across to the Indian national team and meet the players who were rightly dejected at having had such a brilliant run in the tournament but collapsing in the last game. He did all of that. But look at what the Congress is focusing on, and this has come from none other than Rahul Gandhi, who actually used a public platform to echo what is being said on social media. Now, my idea of leadership is that you say and you do the right things. Like the Prime Minister went and met the team when they were down and out without worrying about what the world might say or how his actions may be perceived, because he thought it was the right thing to do, to meet those young boys and tell them that, listen, you've done a great job, we are proud of you as a country, and it happens. I mean, you win some and you lose some, but don't lose heart. What does Rahul Gandhi do on the other hand? A hashtag that is trending, which is definitely not in good taste, he adds his voice to it. So if you are going to be a run-of-the-mill leader who's going to catch on a trend, however flimsy or unparliamentary it may be, then it doesn't reflect well on you. And Rahul
Let
Gandhi,
Gaurav Gogoi respond to this, because if that hashtag was trending,
being a troll.
If the hashtag was trending, it was because the opposition was doing it. Surely Amit Malviya and his BJP army wasn't pushing this trend. It was being done by the opposition army. Secondly, why should Rahul Gandhi reduce himself to a troll? Thirdly, take for a moment the fact that the Prime Minister left the Narendra Modi Stadium without meeting the team. Opposition would have said the opposite. They would have said, here's a leader who goes away just because the boys lost. He doesn't want to be associated with failure. He went away. He didn't even have the courtesy to meet the team. The fact that he's meeting the team shows he cares and he's wanting to stand by them like he stood by the scientists of ISRO when Chandrayaan-1 failed.
Rahul, first of all, it is fine to paraphrase what Amit said, but then to go on to assume what the opposition would do if Narendra Modi ji did not meet the team is a bit too much. Secondly, I also pity the BJP for their selective amnesia, because they seem to forget what the Prime Minister has said in this election. The Prime Minister has appealed to people of India to press on the symbol of lotus so that they could award a death sentence. That's the language that the Prime Minister is speaking of. I pity the selective amnesia of the BJP when they send to Rajasthan a BJP MP who openly abused inside the parliament a Muslim MP from Uttar Pradesh, and he's their star campaigner. I pity the BJP for their selective amnesia when they've given a ticket to an MLA who has assaulted a Dalit engineer so badly that he's been in Rajasthan hospital for the past 2 years. And when it comes to the Prime Minister meeting the teams of both Australia and India, I also wish that the Prime Minister had the time to go to Manipur, to meet the people, the victims there. I also wish that the Prime Minister had the time to go to Uttarakhand. So obviously when Amit talks about leadership setting an example, fine.
Okay, let Amit Malviya respond to the point about Manipur. It's been so many months the Prime Minister hasn't been there.
He was absent in Uttarakhand.
And even the tunnel rescue now in its 10th day, the Prime Minister not finding time to go to Manipur or to Uttarakhand, going to the more glamorous cricket finals. Amit Malviya.
Rahul, do you really think that Manipur, which was on boil for over 2 years when the Congress was in power, would have been addressed in quick time had the central government not been seized of the matter? You had the Home Minister make a very emphatic and a detailed statement on the floor of the House. The Congress insisting repeatedly that the Prime Minister should intervene is nothing but politics. In Uttarakhand, the rescue operation is going on, the centre is monitoring it, and we've had a big breakthrough right today as we speak. You think it would have happened without the intervention of the central government? So the opposition wants to drag in the Prime Minister because it is convenient politics for them. But let me come to the word panauti and why Rahul Gandhi chose to reduce himself to a troll. The fact is that this is the personal angst that Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhi family has against Prime Minister Modi. In the last 10 years, Mr. Modi has reduced the Gandhi family to the fringes. Rahul Gandhi had to leave Amethi and go and seek himself a safe seat in Wayanad, Kerala. The Congress party has been reduced to a level where they're not even entitled to have a leader of opposition in the assembly. Now, if that is what Rahul Gandhi and his party have been reduced to by the Prime Minister, I can quite understand why he called Prime Minister a bad omen, because he is definitely a bad omen for the Gandhis and the Congress party. Okay. Imagine Rahul Gandhi, from the time he must have stepped into this world, everybody from his domestic help to the driver to the security guard would have told him कि ये साहब प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे, और आज राहुल गांधी का ये हाल कर दिया है नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने कि वो एक सीट जीतने के लिए देश के कोने-कोने में भटक रहे हैं. स्वाभाविक बात है कि ऐसे आदमी को प्रधानमंत्री पनौती ही लगेंगे, लेकिन जैसे आपके कर्म है वैसे ही परिणाम है.
Okay, so you're saying that Prime Minister Modi is a bad omen for the Congress.
Mr. Modi on issues. Let me finish.
Okay.
20 seconds, Rahul. 20 seconds, Rahul. Let me finish my point. Fight Mr. Modi on principles. Fight Mr. Modi on politics. Fight Mr. Modi on issues. But if you reduce the debate to name calling, then I want to remind what Sonia Gandhi started in 2007 when she called Prime Minister Modi Maut ka Saudagar, and today the Congress is on deathbed. They should never forget it. Do not name call a man who's been elected twice the Prime Minister of this country with a massive majority, a man from humble origins, from backward caste, who's today the most popular leader, not just in the country, in the world. If you don't learn your lessons, the people of this country will teach you one again in 2024 and these 5 elections where you'll be routed.
I want to go to Kirti Azad, former cricketer, opposition leader, joining us now. He's put out a tweet saying the dressing room is the sanctum sanctorum of any treat.
I should get the right.
Can I just go across to Kirti Bhai? Okay, Gaurav, I'm coming back to you in a moment. I want to go across to Kirti Azad and I'll come back to you soon after. You're saying that the PM should have gone and met the team outside the dressing room in the private visitors area. You're saying this, you claim, as a spokesperson, not as a politician. But you know, this has happened so often. The fact that politicians have, in fact, gone and met teams. I have these images of Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, meeting the rejected French team soon after the World Cup finals where they lost. So this is not something that's happened for the first time. It's happened in the past. So why have you taken this position, Kirti Azad?
I'm speaking as a sportsman because I'm a sportsman at heart and a politician by choice. The ICC laid down the rules way back somewhere around mid-2000. This is after I had raised the issue of match fixing in 99-2000 at Parliament. And after that, the IPL had started and a few cases had come up. Rules were laid down that only players and the support staff can go into the dressing room or the outside area where people sit, where the players sit. Nobody else can go there. Later on, even the owners of the IPL teams were allowed, but nobody else. There is nothing wrong for the Prime Minister to go and meet the team and console them. It's a very good thing. But then that place is a sanctum sanctorum. And if you're going to console the team, why do you have to carry a camera with you? You're not allowed to carry a camera. If you go to a Prime Minister's office or to his residence, even your mobile phones are kept outside. And then you go and meet him. Here, there are rules of the game. The ICC has laid down the rules. And we had Jay Shah, who was the secretary of the BCCI, who happens to be the son of the Honorable Home Minister of India, who is in turn the cabinet minister in Mr. Modi's cabinet. I am talking completely as a sportsperson. In our dressing room, people are roaming naked, some are crying, some may be laughing, there might be fight, there may be arguments going on. That is one place that you can't go to. And it has been restricted by the ICC. It doesn't mean because if you're the Prime Minister, whether you are a Prime Minister or a normal laborer of this country, the laws are the same for each and every one. If he had to meet, nothing wrong about it, but he should have gone into the visitors' room, going in there with cameras and showing it to the people, and you people showing it around and saying that is consoling, very good. But not where it is not allowed, which is a sacrosanct place and which is a sanctum sanctorum.
So let Amit Malviya respond. Why go with cameras? Why not go to the visitors' room? ICC rules do not allow politicians and outsiders into the dressing room. This is a violation of ICC rules, claims
Anybody,
Kirti Azad.
even the family members are not allowed.
Okay. Amit Malviya.
Rahul, we have to understand why these rules were formed in the first place. It was to preclude the players from any opportunity to indulge in conversations which could lead to match fixing. That was the genesis of this rule. And you have yourself given examples of several prime ministers and heads of the states who have walked into stadiums and have been with the players after these big tournaments. In this particular case also, the World Cup tournament was over. The match was done. The results were out. The winner was felicitated. And that is when the Prime Minister went and met the players. I frankly haven't been to Ahmedabad Stadium, and I don't know whether it was the dressing room or it was the lounge outside the dressing room. That is for the BCCI to clarify. But I see nothing wrong in the Prime Minister going, meeting the team and consoling them. As far as the cameras are concerned, look, politicians and public figures live in the eye of public glare all the time. The cameras follow them. He's the Prime Minister of the country. Every minute of his movement is scheduled, is recorded. The opposition's problem is that had the Indian team won the World Cup, they would have said, oh, look, this happened in 1983 when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. It happened in 2011 when Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. So what if it happened when Prime Minister Modi is in office? Now that the Indian team has lost, they are claiming that it happened because of him. I want to tell them that 19th November, the day final was played, also happened to be Indira Gandhi's birth anniversary. By that extension, would the Congress now claim that Indira Gandhi was Panoti? Is that what they want to reduce
Gaurav
Indira Gandhi, their
Gogai,
icon
if you
to?
speak to any of the players who are in that room,
and
yes.
lastly, Rahul,
Come quickly.
Rahul, I want to tell the opposition, 1983, India won World Cup, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister, she did not come back. 2011, Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, he didn't come back in 2011. If the reversal happened, you can be sure that Prime Minister Modi is coming back in 2024. Good luck to the opposition in that case.
If you ask any of the players, Gaurav Gogai, most would say that they enjoyed meeting the Prime Minister, that they felt that their spirits were raised because they met the Prime Minister and that he stood with them despite the defeat. So the players would actually be thinking of this quite differently from the manner in which the opposition has taken this position. Gaurav Gogai.
Rahul, I respect the sentiment of the Indian cricket team and I respect the wisdom of the Indian people. And I thank the people of India for teaching me a new word in Hindi, Panoti. For the last 2-3 days, it was trending on social media. Everybody was talking about it. Even in my home state, we were not talking about using the Hindi word Panoti, but people in Assam also and across India are saying the same thing, the same trend. So I thank the people of India and I respect their sentiment. Rahul Gandhi ji observed and respected the wisdom of the people of India, and it's quite funny for me to see the chief of the BJP troll army compare Rahul Gandhi to a troll. The BJP and its entire troll machinery for the past few years have tried so hard, and I pity them because the people of India are seeing that today Rahul Gandhi ji offers a message of peace, hope and solidarity, and on the other hand it is the Prime Minister who's using unparliamentary words, who's supporting unparliamentary leaders, who state mum on Brij Bhushan Singh. He has time to meet Indian wrestlers and Indian sportspersons. But when Indian wrestlers were calling out to the Prime Minister, asking for his support, begging for his support in a case of sexual harassment, then the Prime Minister chose to stay mum. The Prime Minister chose to ignore the sportspersons from Manipur who were asking for peace. The Prime Minister is basically, the BJP ecosystem knows that it's going to do very poorly, despite the hubris of my BJP counterpart, is going to do very poorly in these state elections. And this is nothing but an attempt to obfuscate from what is an obvious result that the BJP is going to lose in all
so
the
we'll
5
deal with the
states
exit
in
polls
the next
on the
assembly
30th
elections.
of November. Our viewers and our entire team super excited about that. But Kirti Azad, you said you spoke as a cricketer, and therefore let me ask you as a sportsperson, wouldn't it be better for a sportsperson to meet the team if you were a Kohli or a Sharma or Mohammad Shami or anybody else? The fact that the leader of your country came to meet you despite being defeated rather than just going away. And if he'd just gone away without meeting the players, then I thought, okay, because we lost, we didn't even think we were worth meeting. But despite losing, the fact that he came and met them, spent some time, from the reactions that we've seen on social media from the likes of Mohammad Shami, from the likes of Ravindra Jadeja, they seem quite touched by the fact that the Prime Minister spent time with them and tried to encourage them, despite the dejection of the loss.
I mean, who's saying so that he shouldn't have met? But why would he meet in the dressing room, which is sacrosanct, which is obviously a sanctum sanctorium for players, where people are discussing, doing postmortems after games. Now, I just heard Amit Malviya ji saying that it was because of match fixing. If that is so, why are the family members not allowed? Why can't the World Cup winner Kapil Dev or MS Dhoni go in there, or a Sachin Tendulkar go into a dressing room? Because it's a strict no. It's a very private place. I can't come to your house and straight away walk into your bedroom. Can I? No, I can't. It's a place, the rules have been laid down. Secondly, we were talking about that people have been going to FIFA and football into dressing rooms. ICC and FIFA rules are different. Now, coming to the players not saying no, I mean, come on, we all know who Jai Shah is. I'll have to give one political answer here. Everybody knows who Jai Shah is, and everybody wants to be in the team. They don't want to be dropped from the next series. Coming to Panauti, well, Panauti is a word that I have seen on social media, and because I am on social media and follow it a lot, it is after the Chandrayaan failure. This Panauti word, unfortunately, has stuck onto the Prime Minister, and you can't do anything about it. Talking about names taking, then we have listened to a lot of names like Jersey Guy, Congress ki Vidya, 50 crore ki girlfriend. So there are so many things that can be talked about. So let me strictly stay with this issue, saying that when you are not allowed, meet outside. It's your stadium. That doesn't mean you can go even to any place. It's in your name. Meet outside.
Okay.
Come, let's have some decency.
Amit Malviya, just because the stadium is named in the Prime Minister's name doesn't mean that he can get into the dressing room. There are ICC rules that govern who gets into the dressing room, and even family members of the players aren't allowed. Former players like Tendulkar and Dhoni aren't allowed.
Well, because we also have an example of Mohammad Azharuddin, who was the captain of the Indian team, fairly celebrated, but was accused of match fixing. So clearly these rules were made to keep players out, even if they were captains of the winning World Cup team. So I don't think there is a parallel there that can be drawn, and anybody making that argument is obviously making a political argument and not as a sports person. But having said that, Rahul, the point is not about who can get in. The point is whether Rahul Gandhi was justified in reducing himself to a troll and referring to the Prime Minister in an uncharitable manner for something which he is not at all responsible for. That, I think, shows Rahul Gandhi's pettiness, his inability to raise the public discourse, the fact that he supports such superstition, he supports the kind of argument that people would make on the street. He's hardly a leader. He's somebody who can't put two and two together. He can't hold his thought. He's somebody who's full of bloopers. You've had now the Congress spokesperson and somebody who's in the garb of a spokesperson but making all political points on your show, trying to defend what Rahul Gandhi said was right when it isn't.
Is he talking?
And let me tell you, the eventual proof of this is going to be in the people's court. The Rajasthan election and the Telangana outcome will bear this out. And I said this in my earlier comment, that Sonia Gandhi called Prime Minister Maut ka Saudagar, and today the Congress is on a deathbed. That is the reality of Congress's politics. You target Prime Minister Modi personally, the people of this country will respond to you. And lastly, of what I saw in the video, the tweets put out by Shami and Jadeja and the others, I think it was a great moment for the Indian national team to have the Prime Minister come and cheer them up. And this is not the first time he's done it, Rahul. He's met the Commonwealth champions, he's met the Asian Games champion, and not just those who won medal, the entire contingent.
What about the women wrestlers?
He's met the para-athletics, the entire contingent. So he's been doing it on purpose, he's been doing it consistently. It wasn't something that he did for the cricket team and hasn't done it for track and field events. So Prime Minister Modi can't be faulted for being consistent, but the opposition can definitely be questioned on their selectivity and, of course, reducing themselves to a troll, like I have been saying repeatedly.
Okay, you've been hitting some shots in these debates, Mr. Malviya. Before I end, did you play any cricket yourself?
Oh, I mean, everybody plays cricket, and I too did, and I was fairly good at it. I mean, good enough to play a game even now.
ये आप ऐसे ही claim कर रहे हो. How do we know you any good? Batting करते थे, bowling करते थे?
Well, I was a batsman, and I would keep always a good spot to be in.
Gaurav bhai. Oh no, where is he going? Gaurav bhai, can you hear me or not? He just took off his earpiece.
Okay, thank you.
Kunal? Gaurav bhai? Okay. Kirti Azad Saab, I think we need to set up a match then. Amit Malviya claiming he's a good batsman, so maybe we can have a government versus opposition cricket match. I think that will be a good one to do.
Well, he's called me someone in a garb of a sportsman. Trolling a Prime Minister. I never said anything about the Prime Minister. And he gave so many things that he's gone and met so and so many sportsmen. What about the aggrieved women sportswomen, who sat there for months and were not given justice? So there are so many things I can talk to. I didn't want to make it political, but he says someone in a garb of a sportsman who was a member of the victorious World Cup team of 1983 shows the mindset that the BJP has towards its sportspersons, either men or women.
Okay. So the government, the party has spoken. You've heard from the opposition. Whether or not this is a fair attack in election season, we leave to you, our viewers, to decide. But in any case, encouraging superstition, no matter who the person may be and who the target may be, is that appropriate? Think about that. You want to encourage science, you want to encourage forward-looking, rational thinking. Do you want to encourage superstitious thinking amongst your citizens, amongst your voters? That is not such a sharp thing to be doing for anyone to do it.